Right guys, so here's the review of the Watchdives WD1680. So this is one of the first watches they've actually got with their own branding on. So it comes in this case that you've probably seen before from the likes of Steel Dive and the ones that Sam Martin used to use. So we've got the watch there, pop that to one side for a second, quickly go over what else is in the box. Because they do actually give you everything you need, which is always handy. So we've got an adjustment tool. These are always good, you can never have too many of these. Link removal tool, not the best quality, but should do the job. And then the only other thing I've got in here is the links I've taken out. So to get it to fit my 7-inch wrist, I've taken out 4 links. And as you can see, they are push pins. So this tool will do the job if you don't have anything already. If you actually buy this watch, you'll get also the warranty card and probably user manual, but I didn't get them because this is a review piece. So the warranty on this is actually 3 years, which is really good. But we'll get all this out of the way and get down to the watch. So here's the actual watch. As you can see, it's a Submariner Homage, but this time we've got the Watchdive branding on. So before we get into any more detail on this, let's go over the dimensions. So we've got a diameter of 41mm, thickness of 12.9, lug width of 20, and the lug to lug is actually 48.1, but you can see we've got male end links there. So the effective lug to lug, if you're measuring it from underneath, is more like 50.3, because they do curve down quite a bit, so it doesn't make that much of a difference really, but something to be aware of. But I'll show you what it's like on wrist in a bit, so you can actually see. Something else we're going to be going over in this review that I've not done before, after doing a community post, asking you guys if you want me to include it, I'm going to start including the weights of the watches. So the weight of this is actually, including all of the links, 172 grams. And then taking out those 4 links to get it to fit my wrist, it's about 155 grams. So now let's take a closer look at this. So you've got the usual kind of things you'd expect with the Submariner Homage. So straight away you can see we've got the polished sides, which are a bit of a fingerprint magnet. But otherwise, it's fully brushed. So the case is fully brushed apart from the sides. The bracelet is actually fully brushed, including the sides. And then we've got the Watchdives logo there on the clasp, which I do quite like. Polished chamfer details on the clasp, plenty of micro adjust, so sizing won't be an issue at all. And it is a milled clasp as well, double pushers. Sterile case back, as you come to expect from Submariner Homages. And as I said earlier, you've just got push pins on the bracelet. Oh, forgot to mention as well, we've actually got a signed crown there, the Watchdives logo again. And then you can see we've got that Cyclops just sticking up, just above that crystal, which is otherwise flat. So let's check out now if we got sapphire on that. Using the trusty down the slats too. And yep, we've got sapphire crystal. Test out that Cyclops. And yep, that is also sapphire, which is always good, because that is the bit that is likely to get knocked and possibly damaged. So good to see it is sapphire. When it comes to the magnification on that, you can see that's working really well. It's also lined up really nicely too. Just go a quick zoom back in and show you that. So really good there. When it comes to the rest of the dial, we've got applied indices and then just printed logo, the Watchdives, and automatic 300 meter at the bottom. Got a nice high polish around those indices and on the hands. These all catch the light nicely. You can also see as well we've got a bit of a blue tinge to that crystal. That's because we've got a bit of AR on this. And then when it comes to that bezel, so you've got an applied Lume pip, which does actually stick out slightly, not recessed. And quickly zoom back out, and then we'll go over the bezel action. So it's a ceramic bezel, 120 click. Just show you that in action now. No back play at all, absolutely rock solid. When it comes to the alignment, just zoom back in again and show you that. It's absolutely bang on. So again, that's good to see. Oh, I forgot to mention before as well, they do actually do this in this black version that I've got, but they also do a blue one as well, if you don't want the black. But now, let's check out what the Lume's like on this. So you can see we've got a bit there already. Let's charge it up, give it a proper chance. And there we go. So as you can see, we've got that ice blue kind of colour from the BGW9. Is working well. Nicely applied, evenly applied across the hands, indices, and also that bezel. And it does last a really good amount of time as well. No issues at all with this one. I'd say it's probably on par with a steel dive, but not quite on the level of San Martin. That being said though, I've actually reviewed the steel dive version of this watch, and the Lume on that one, on the hands and the indices, is slightly worse than this one. So I'd say this one probably just about pips it. This is probably more the kind of level of a Willard Homage the steel dive do in terms of Lume. So most of you'll probably know what that is, because most people have already got one of them. So you've not got to worry about it. So let's go over the movement in this. You probably guessed, yep, it's an NH35. So got a screw down crown. Put it out once. Then we can change the date. Pop it out again. Second hand stops, you got hacking. And obviously you can just change the time. Pop it back in. Second hand re-engages. Got hand winding. All works well, as you'd expect. No issues at all. Rock solid movements. So you're probably wondering how much is this going to cost you. So at the time of filming this is actually $99, about £80, about €90. So I think it's around a similar kind of price as the steel dive, and it is pretty similar in terms of quality, but as I said, that Lume is just a slight touch better on the indices and the hands compared to the version I have of the steel dive anyway. But I'll show you what it's like on wrist and then we'll wrap this up now. So this is what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. And as I said, despite having those male links, because they curve down pretty quickly, it does still conform to my 7-inch wrist pretty well, despite having that fairly flat case. If you've had a Submariner or Homage before, you'll know how this is going to wear, because they're all more or less the same. I do like that they've used a fully brushed bracelet with this, no polished edges, sorry. I also like this clasp as well. I do quite like the Watchdives logo. Nice polished chamfered details there, and as I said, plenty of micro adjustments to sizing. You will be able to get absolutely perfect. As I said earlier, in terms of quality, I'd put it pretty much on par with Steel Dive, apart from the Lume, which is a touch better. In terms of clasps, it'd be down to whether you prefer this kind of San Martin style clasp, or the ones that you get on the Steel Dives now. I personally quite like this. But that's it for this one, guys. If you're interested in picking this one up, links will be down in the description as always, and I'll see you in the next one.